Hola, boys and girls.
Hello.
Roberto Hernandez.
And Jonathan Mercado, also known as Yanni.
Bobby don't know how to say my name properly. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Why am I can't even talk today. For tuning in. This is gonna be brutal.
It's gonna be terrible.
This is gonna be a bad one today. Guys, we're gonna name today Happy 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
Please be safe this weekend. I know we're all ready to blow some stuff up. We're ready to eat. We're ready to drink. We're ready to do whatever we're going to do. Please have a safe one so that Monday comes, you pick up those phones, and I get to speak to every single one of you guys. Happy faces, you know what I mean? So have a happy 4th.
Yeah. Then, 4th of July is a great weekend for I know that we're all going to be closed on the 4th. We'll have, barbecues over the weekend, but a lot of our retailers are going to be open Saturday, and there's going to be just pounding out sales. I'm making money this weekend. So have a great 4th, guys, but let's come back ready Saturday morning, ready to just knock them dead.
Yeah, remember, make sure your stores are stocked up. Make sure that you have a positive thought on the, obviously Saturday after the 4th. Don't try to get too hungover because there's a lot of drinking going on in the 4th. I know. Me is one of them. But make sure you come back energized and ready with that train of thought of let's kill it this weekend. So let's do some housekeeping things like we normally do and go from there. So
we did we all month, Johnny. We had the merchandiser. So we had Ethan, we had Joe, we had Andrew come up, and they're kind of marketing their brand. Mm-hmm. So we're tallying up the scores, and we've ordered a belt. Oh, so it'll be cool. So we've ordered a belt for the winner, and we're going to announce that winner next week on our Facebook Live. So, guys, just please continue to share, and comment on their Facebook posts. They're being judged on that as well. So, any type of support you can give the guys, go ahead and do that because they're going to be doing all the tally ups this week.
So, I think it'll be pretty cool to see a monthly challenge. So that now that belt needs to get transferred from one person to another.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to run this up again in July.
So I think that'll be kind of a bragging right. So guys, just remember, we got all these brands. We got K&N, Little Trees, and Cicada as a challenge for these buyers. Make sure to support one of them because one of those guys are going to win.
That's awesome.
Next thing I want to talk about is Rydeen sale. We have some killer pricing on Rydeen products. As all you guys know, Rydeen cameras, Rydeen dash cameras, their products are top notch. They make some very unique products like the Tombow 360, which is to me fantastic. Especially if you're fleet, you got a rear view mirror that's full screen that has a 360 camera view, so it views inside and the front of the vehicle while giving you protection in the back with a rear camera, all viewable on the screen. On top of that, you can take that and change the angles of the front camera so you can view those simultaneously on that rear view mirror. So guys, that's a pretty hot piece. There's some specials going on with the DR10X SPL and the DR10 SPLX. Differences between those two mirrors, and they're very aggressively priced, is one has built-in Wi-Fi, so you can view it on your phone.
Oh, nice.
The other one doesn't have Wi-Fi, so you'll have to take SD card or view it on the screen of the unit in order to play back recordings. But the other one that you can view on the phone, as long as you're close to the mirror and you set the Wi-Fi connection between your phone and the mirror, you're able to view all the recordings on your mirror and download it on your cell phone.
I tell you, any of those dash cams have been in the news over the last 6 months to a year. I think everybody saw the viral video of that one. I think it was a Honda that pulls up in front of another car
on the
highway and pulls in reverse. Guys, it's not a novelty anymore. It's really it's something that every one of us should have, because just to protect yourself from frivolous lawsuits, from people just scams.
Well, you saw my video, right? That I posted up. Actually, one of our customers sent it to me. So one of my customers owns a retail shop and is also an FBI agent. Kind of weird to have that kind of mix, but he has a recording of him driving his undercover vehicle, and all of a sudden someone comes from the right side and just clips his front. all of a sudden acts like they're hurt and stuff like that. The recording shows clearly that he wasn't in the wrong, that he was just driving, into his shop. So that became viral also. So a lot of that stuff is happening all around. Rydeen has you secured. They do, do a lot of different cameras, from dash cameras to rear cameras, license plate cameras, Jeep cameras, blind spot detectors. They do it all when it comes to protecting your vehicle around the vehicle. Now we have a killer price. I can't really talk about pricing on this live, but they have a OED01. That's a front dash facing camera. A lot of people like the way it looks because it's stealth looking. Give your sales rep a call. We have a price way too low to list, so make sure you grab some, because that's a killer deal. And then they also have a camera called the CMI, which is 4 different mountings. So it's an eyeball camera. It could be used as front, rear. It could be mounted on top, sideways, etc. So that's on a killer price. Make sure you call your sales rep because we have Rydeen sales going on right now. Next deal we want to talk about is Alpine. So Alpine, Bobby, you want to get
Sure.
into
So
details?
I just sent this out to the entire sales team. So if you have any questions, sure, go ahead and call your Go Fast sales rep. But we took the 2 top selling Alpine units, the ILX W670 and the ILX W770, our 2 most popular Alpine units, and we've paired them with their 6.5 inch, right? The most popular speaker in all of 12 volt audio, right? Is the 6.5 inch speaker. So we have the EL E65G. So that's like the value conscious customer will gravitate towards that speaker. And then the S2 S65s, which is just kind of like the gold standard.
The home run speaker.
That is the best selling Alpine speaker. So you take either one of those 2 head units and bundle them with those 6.5 inch speakers. There's going to be a special bundled price. You can get a discount on a head unit, discount on the speakers. Call your Go Fast sales rep. You definitely want to get in on this deal. Reminder that you must be an Alpine dealer to be able to buy Alpine, or be an Alpine SRP dealer through Go Fast Solutions. If you're not an Alpine Direct or you're not an SRP dealer, get with your Go Fast sales rep and find out what would it take for you guys to be Alpine SRP and have Alpine in your brand in your house.
Exactly. And it's easy as peasy. Just make sure you get a hold of your sales rep, because we will give you the ins and outs of how to become an SRP dealer. And let me tell you, if you're not selling Alpine in your retail stores, shame on you. It's one of the oldest name recognitions in the industry. Doesn't matter whether it's your 16-year-old kid or your 150-year-old parent.
150?
They know who Alpine is.
150?
Anyways, so make sure you get a hold of your sales rep. Next deal we want to talk about is the Triton Power bar bundle. So I had a couple of you guys already call me up on these and actually take advantage of these bars. A couple of customers that are using them because it's only really power ground accessory, and they're using it in golf carts. They're using it in, actually I had one guy use it in a pickup truck for tailgating. So he's
Nice.
using it underneath the tailgate, and you could barely see it, but he's getting sound through there. And it's a great sound bar and great add-on for your shops that are, to have no sound in the area that the employees work, where they're doing the installs. So you put one of these sound bars on a wall and you play music via Bluetooth everywhere. It's very, very inexpensive. So make sure you call your sales rep. There are 3 sizes right now: the 20-inch, 27-inch, and 36-inch. They're priced very, very aggressive. So make sure you get a hold of your sales rep because these are on fire. Next deal we want to talk about is a display deal that we got going on from
Kokemi. So we did this, Johnny, at Mobile Expo. Kokemi came to our show, and they were offering a bundle deal on the Kokemi Blue, which is an ultra high-end line of their products. Comes with a retail display. We're running that same deal again. We're going to be running that through the month of July, so you can get in that same deal. If you were at Mobile Expo 2025 and you met with the guys from Kokemi, that deal is on and it's live again this month. You get the full setup of Kokemi Blue with the retail display set up in your shop and put you set up for business with Kokemi as a high-end detailing brand that you can feature in your house.
So all I can tell you is Retail pricing on that display is $2,800. Give your sales rep a call. It is once again too low to talk about. Very, very aggressively priced for one of the higher end lines that you'll put at your shops for detailing. So make sure you get a hold of your sales rep for Kokemi products, and also get a hold of your sales rep for this deal. Very exclusive deal, and a lot of you guys got to see them at the Mobile Expo 2025 this year, and saw the product. It is solid and very, very great stuff. Next deal we want to talk about is
we've got our trainings, Johnny. We got trainings coming up. The first one's coming up next week.
Oh,
right. So
I don't even know where we were at right now.
We're already lost.
I'm lost.
You're already lost. Next, our training, our windshield skin follow-up training is coming up this next week, Thursday, July 10th, 5:30 to 6:30. It's going to be a Google Meet call, Zoom call. What's the vernacular that the kids use these days for these video calls?
Hooked on phonics.
That's it. The hooked on phonics calls. So it'll be a Google Meet call. That guys, check your email. That we sent out an email blast on that. Go to our website. Go to our fun facts page on our website. Has a kind of like blog post of what's happening with GoFast. There's a post there with links to the training. If you bought in, you definitely want to come into this training, because this is going to be that follow-up training to kind of reinforce what you learned at Mobile Expo 2025 and help you sell through the product, because a great opportunity is great to bring into your shop, but the most important part, right, is to sell through, get you sold through, make profit on it, and then realize that's a business for you. Or maybe it comes to the point where you go, wow, this is harder than I thought. Or maybe you're running into that problem. Here's the point where you can go in and ask questions. Right, now that you've had it in your shop, that you went through the initial part and you bought. Maybe now you're stuck a little bit. What do you do? It's in your place. If you're not moving it, you got to find a way to move it. Here's that follow-up call. You're gonna have Alan from Windshield Skin. You're gonna have a couple of other of their trainers. There'll be an open session to ask questions. This is a training you don't want to miss. And if you didn't buy in, guess what? Now's the time. Buy in quick, get that product in your shop, and join us next week on that Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30 for a call with the Windshield Skin technicians, Alan Bray, and the rest of their team. It's definitely going to be worth your while and help you sell through the product. That's the most important part.
Absolutely. And also, everybody's talking about diversification. How do I get more money into my shop? What can I do to bring that added revenue into my shops to obviously make it more healthier and make more profits. So this is one of the opportunities that doesn't take a lot to learn it. It really doesn't. You can do it, your installers can do it, and you can add additional revenue into your shops with very, very simple installations and added product lines into your shops. So a lot of you guys work on exotic vehicles. A lot of you guys probably get the average Lambo, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche 911s. You know what I mean? You could go on and on. Mercedes-Benz, E-Class, M-Class, BMWs, etc. I could go on and on. You get those high-end cars, and a lot of insurance companies will not cover windshields on those particular vehicles. They're just way too expensive. You ever had anybody do a claim on a Porsche 911 windshield? I've never heard of it because it's so expensive. That windshield is like $5,000-$6,000 by itself. So the easiest way to add a layer of protection so that you don't have an issue with the windshield, meaning a crack, a chip, etc., you add a layer of protection like windshield skin. So if you want to learn how to make additional revenues into your shops, get into this training, ask questions. When they do the Q&A at the end, make sure you ask questions. There's a bunch of questions that I personally sat down with them to ask, and they answered every single one of them. So make sure you join. It's happening July 10th, so mark it on your calendar. It is going to be a Google Meet from 5:30 to 6:30. We have posted it up on Facebook. We did send out an email blast also. So make sure you check your emails or check Facebook on our social media, GoFast Solutions, or our dealer page, GoFast Solutions dealer page. Or you can even get a hold of me, and it'll be on my social
media. Get a hold of your sales rep. And again, www.gofst.com. We have our blog page there. It's listed up there. As a matter of fact, we try to put any of our upcoming events up on there. So there's a small blog post and then links to anything that you would want to join, which kind of brings me to that next item, right? That next item is, guys, we're going to be doing not one, but 2 live in-person Sony trainings here in July. The first one's going to be the first ever training held right here where we're speak right now at GoFest headquarters. We're going to have it all set up with tables, chairs, a station for the Sony people to do their presentation. Where if you come down, you're might get to catch Dave at the grill. We'll have food, we'll have beverages, we'll have prizes, and we'll have I'm thinking of a contest, a social media contest for guys that show up with a nice prize at the end. So guys, definitely going to be worth coming in to GoFest. For those of you guys that come in every day to pick up, this is the time to come in, come sit with us, come break bread with us, have Dave grill up some burgers, some dogs, some chicken, get a training, maybe win some prizes, hobnob with the folks here from GoFest.
And that's July 23rd from starting at 6 till 9 p.m., guys. So like Bobby said, we will feed you. There's going to be prizes. It's going to be a live training with one of the head trainers, Chris Beulah from Sony. So make sure you check that out on July 23rd. Now, the second training is at July 24th. And that's going to be at the Dave & Buster's in Natick, Massachusetts.
Right, so we're gonna go. So we'll do one here in Connecticut, and then the next night we're gonna go up to Natick, Massachusetts, in that Worcester area, and for all of our friends and out there in near Boston and further north, make it nice and easy for you guys to come in, see us at Dave & Buster's, and have that same type of training. We'll have food from Dave & Buster's and beverage. So definitely come on out, meet with us. You should have already gotten emails on this. I know that you posted it on the dealer page. Again, it's on our www.gofst.com, our website. Go to the fun facts page and you'll see the invite there, the short blog post. You'll need to register, because we're going to be ordering food for you guys. Please register for either the Connecticut or the Massachusetts training through Eventbrite. This will give me an idea of how much food we're going to need to have, because Johnny eats a lot, so we need to add that plus you guys. It's going to cost us some money.
Yeah, so make sure you register. And I'll see you at the training, guys. Next thing I want to talk about is brand of the week. We want to give a shout out to iDatalink, aka Maestro, for making some of the best products out in the industry. They make some of the best spectacular kits out there when it comes to the Transit, for the newer Transit, Ford Transits that are out there. Jeep Jeep Grand Cherokee. They make some of the best dash kits that actually, if you have a Maestro compatible head unit, doesn't matter Kenwood, JVC, Sony, etc., Boss Elite, all the information with Maestro will show up on the screen. So if your vehicle has tire pressure, your vehicle has turbo, it'll show boost, intake air temp, coolant temperature, load of what the throttle position's at. Also, your RPM will show up on the screen, on top of all the other bells and whistles that it comes from factory. Your backup camera will be integrated. It usually comes with a USB port, a new USB port, so you can control the head unit through that USB port. Maestro makes all sorts of different harnesses for different vehicles, from Ford to Chryslers to Dodge to Rams to Volkswagens to Audis. You name it, they make it. They have integrated a lot of the complex vehicles that no one wants to touch, honestly. They've integrated it with a lot of the head unit lines out there in the industry. They still make F-150 for the older F-150 dash kits and the newer F-150 dash kits. Sorry, Bobby. Newer F-150 dash kits. They also make now a series called Apex. Well, Apex is very, very interesting. So think of vehicles you could never do. I could think of a million vehicles, and starting off with Infinities.
Right?
You can
60,
never,
70.
Yeah, you can never ever do Infinities. You can never change those radios out. People are aggravated with those radios. They pump chum. In order to replace those radios, $2,000-$4,000. So with the Apex series and JVC Kenwood technology, they're able to put a modular radio into those vehicles that you couldn't do before. So now the doors open up to pretty much unlimited, and there's going to be more and more vehicles that they're working on to get these solutions out for. So the new Corvettes, a lot of people are, always wanted to change the Corvette where the radio slides
Slides up.
up and you got that little pocket in there and it slides down. Those radios absolutely are garbage. You pay $100,000 for a car that has the worst radio in the world. So now with Apex and Maestro developing Apex, they actually have a radio that you can use either Kenwood or JVC to put in that location that's an 8-inch and it slides up and down and you have an aftermarket radio. So now you have wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You have connections, your gauges that I just explained to you earlier show up on the screen. Expandability when you're doing amplifiers. You got 3 sets of RCAs, front, rear, sub. High voltage. Maestro iDatalink can go on and on with their technology that they've introduced into our industry. They have Maestro iData has integrations for radar detectors from Escort. So if you have a Redline 360 Ci, you can actually integrate that radar detector onto the screen of your Kenwood JVC receiver with additional modules added on from iDatalink onto the radio, and now you get your radars, your K-band, Ka-band signals all displayed on the screens and on the dash.
That's really hot.
That's huge.
When I just came from the EDA meetings in Clearwater, Florida, I met with the folks from ADS, iDatalink Maestro, and when your name gets attached to other manufacturers like a JVC or a Kenwood, and there are other brands that will literally post, we are Maestro compatible. Mm-hmm. That's a feature that JVC and Kenwood find value in. That they find the value in that brand is because it's such a trusted brand in our industry. When an installer sees a radio, and I think about some of the tablet style radios that are now becoming available more and more often, sometimes through some under other channels like through the internet, and certainly some manufacturers coming out with them. When one of them comes out and says they are Maestro compatible, it automatically lends credibility to that brand. Mm-hmm. So that's huge. Like when when we were back in the day, when we were, I'm going to go way back, but when you could go back and you'd get a cassette tape and it was Dolby. It was a Dolby cassette. Dolby. Right? That meant something. Well, that's where Maestro is at the point where if your unit is Maestro compatible, it means something, and it means something to the installers. I think that iDatalink Maestro is definitely, and I was thinking about this the other day, that is the best, least known brand in the world, right? Because every guy that's in this industry knows the brand. Consumers may or may not, so it's not that well known on that side. But when it comes to the inside of this business, the folks that are doing the installations, it's one of the most well known brands.
And the beauty of it is, because of that, what you just explained, it's not on the internet where people can go, oh, I can buy this Maestro dash and put it in my vehicle. No, it's meant to work for you guys, the dealer base. So, Bobby, good point there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what makes these guys so special. And to meet Robert and Luis and their team, they are so passionate about their business, and they're always looking at new and different products. They're looking at more innovative ways. We've talked about in depth. We talked about the SR. Right, or their piece, and he says, well, the SR piece is that for that value conscious interface that doesn't need all the bells and whistles of what MRR or an MRR2, but has a lot of the functionality, and it's just that the Street Fighter unit, right? Because there are other brands that do make similar interfaces. This is that Street Fighter brand where they'll compete with them on dollars and functionality.
Correct, and think of vehicles like Chevy with Bose. There's a lot of modules out there from a lot of different brands that are very expensive. And Maestro has done the legwork to integrate the Bose system with any aftermarket radio and make it price conscious. So when you're talking about a brand that has thought about technology, really, really dug into the industry and really put some technology into some of the head units and some of the dash kits that they're producing, guys, definitely give Maestro a a try if you haven't tried it. You will be surprised on all the key features that Maestro can do. From another key feature a lot of people don't remember is toggling the camera on your steering wheel control. You can set up hotkeys on your steering wheel control to toggle certain features. So if you want like auxes, so if you're using a Maestro RR2 and you have underglow lighting, you can actually set up a steering wheel control button that'll toggle the lights on by just pressing that button through Maestro. You know what I mean? You've got hot buttons of, oh, you're on your reverse camera, you got it through the screen. All of a sudden you have a front camera because you want to see how far you are from the car in front of you. You can hit a hotkey on your steering wheel control and it'll toggle that camera onto the screen. There's a lot of key features like that you can do with Maestro that you can't do with other brands. So if you're looking for one of the hottest lines to integrate audio head units onto vehicles that could not be done, give Maestro a try. We have them in stock. Give us a call.
We've got a couple of great sales. Everything that you guys see up on this on the Dais here. Oh, that's the
Dais? You mean the desk?
Well, no, I don't know. The day. I don't know. Maybe I'm using that improperly. But everything up on here is on the this week's sale. Get with your Go Fast sales rep. Check your inbox. You'll see an email for blast for going out on these. Get it with us. Let's get in on these deals while they're going hot. And take a look at inside your boxes, right? Because we will have box stuff are going out with all of these as well.
Yeah, so make sure, guys, a couple of key features. If you haven't introduced Maestro into your shops, shame on you. Call your sales rep. Let's get some Maestro introduced into your shops so that way you can integrate some of the key features you cannot integrate in the past. Remember the dates for windshield skin training, July 10th, the Google Meet from 5:30 to 6. And the Sony training is July 23rd here at the Middletown headquarters from 6 to 9. And July 24th at Dave & Buster's in Natick, Massachusetts from 6 to 9. Make sure you write those down because there's a lot of key information being taught and told at these trainings. And I'm a firm believer of trainings.
Yep, you've always have been. Guys, it's 4th of July. Be safe. Have a great holiday weekend with your family. Come back out here on Saturday, getting in on some of these deals. Oh boy, good luck.
No, that's me putting a firecracker in my hand and blowing one of my fingers off. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
So,
have a great 4th of July, guys, and we'll see you here. We'll be here all day tomorrow. So if you're gonna get that order in, tomorrow's the day to get them in. So you'll have them in your shop. Well,
Monday.
Monday. Ooh, that's Monday. So you got to get that order in today. Call your Go Fast sales rep right now because if you want an order in your shop by tomorrow in time for the 4th of July, today is that day.
Yeah.
Get that order in. So, guys, happy 4th of July.
Be safe. We love you all. See you guys later. Adios.